All right, all right. We are live. We are live. Amen. Say, man.
Hey man.
Hey man.
We are in this thing. We got a special one today. I highly requested.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get in, and this is just a side note. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but this upcoming Tuesday, if you haven't voted, please get out there and vote. Utilize your constitutional right. If you don't vote, you have no right to complain. So I just wanted just to add that in there for a side note.
No
Uh,
right.
I said this is definitely going to be a good one. This is a podcast, but it's really just barbershop talk, mostly about hoops, and we just want to have conversation with real people, real brothers and sisters from North Little Rock. So if you haven't, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Court Chronicles podcast on YouTube. I'm gonna pass the mic to one third of our our hosts. It's me, Chef, and Ride Out, and I'm gonna let Ride Out give an introduction of our guest today.
All right, fellas. We got two greats in the house. We got Coach Jones, one of the coaches that I had the opportunity to play for a couple of as a kid, playing for the Chargers and everything like that. So I had the opportunity to grow with him as a young man. Also travel the world and build a relationship with basketball. And I know many nights I used to come over there, spend the night with Cory. We play video games and things like this, man. So this is an opportunity we had these two. Not only just kind of catch up how we did things back in the past, but now we want to see how you all are doing now. As far as you have going as far as present and everything. And we're happy to have you out here tonight. I want to introduce the song, but not that many. Everybody should know these two right here. I have the great Coach Jones. Then I also have the son, another great, Cory Jones. Welcome y'all to the show tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Man,
Sir.
appreciate y'all having us, man.
Glad to be here, man.
All right. I'm gonna start
And
with you, Coach Jones. How you feeling tonight, Coach?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. Man, just living life, enjoying life, retired. And, listen, man, feeling kind of excited for this election coming up. And I'm like everybody else, man. I just need folks to vote,
Okay.
because this might change the projection of our country, man. So, hey, just get out there and vote. But otherwise, man, feeling good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Cory?
Man, I'm good. Just staying busy with these kids. Following them around and games every week. It seemed like every other day. So, just trying to stay busy with them and stay out the way, man.
Okay. That's cool.
All right. So what we'd like to do with all of our guests, we definitely want to give a toast. So this is to everybody that's seen us at our best and those that have seen us at our worst, and they cannot tell the difference. Salute to brotherhood, mentorship for over 30 years. Salute, gentlemen.
Salute, my brother.
Salute.
Don't mind my cup.
Mm-hmm.
All right, though.
All good, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
So what we like to do is not take we definitely don't take our mental health for granted, especially as Black men. Of course, like growing up, we always looked at mental health as being a sign of weakness. But what we like to do is just kind of do a check-in. So we'd like to do a scale from 1 to 10, with 1 being on the low end, 10 to be on the high end. Just want to check to see how everybody's doing. I started off, I'm at an 8. I woke up this morning. I'm great. My Eagles won today. And, I'm doing good on my fantasy football. So I'm about an 8.
Okay.
Real.
Okay.
What about you, Coach Jones?
Man, I'm about a 9, I guess. I had a great day. Looking forward to life, and like I said, what knocks me from a 10 is, like I said, the excitement or the anxiety, so to speak, of this election process. So,
Right.
other than that, man, I'm a 9. I'm doing well.
Okay.
I'm probably about an 8 as well, man. It ain't perfect, but 8 is pretty good, man. A lot of running around. Again, like my pop said, with the anxiety with the election. Anxious to see what that's gonna turn out to be. And with 3 kids, man, and a new teenager. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Thank God it's at an 8.
Talk to me.
So,
There it is.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Ride Out.
Well, I'm at a 9, man. I'm at a 9. You know what I'm saying? Referee season has kicked off. I am busy, but still, at least I have something to do. You know what I'm saying? I was able to make it to and from safe, man. And family's good. Finally got some rain up here in Northwest Arkansas. I don't have any complaints, fellas. I'm at a 9. I'm at a 9.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it consistent. I'm at a 10. I woke up out of bed this morning, fellas. So
Right.
I'm healthy in the morning. I'm at 10 all day.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into the questions now. Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in and say Chef me and Chef gonna tag team these first couple of questions. What point did y'all fall in love with the game of basketball?
Well, for me, I fell in love my first year of teaching. I moved to a community in South Texas called Freer, Texas, and I coached football, basketball, and track. And I was in a situation where the kids I coached, 7th grade, had never played football or basketball or ran track. And I coached football, and believe it or not, I went to college on a football scholarship to the University of Arkansas, but I hated football every day I was out there.
Really?
Huh?
You hated football?
Yeah.
College on scholarship?
I hated football. And listen, the only reason I played at the University of Arkansas because they promised me that I could play baseball. So I figured, look, man, I go in on this football scholarship, man, play 1 year and get out on that baseball field, man, swing that stick and throw that peel. And for the rest, I'm good. I'm going to the league.
Yes, sir.
So it didn't work out that way. So I became a professional student. Like I said, went to South Texas, coached a year, football, basketball, and track. But they told me, the coaching staff, the athletic director, if you don't win a game, don't worry about it. We just want to get them acclimated to the sport. Okay, so we won one football game. Okay, and that's when I found out the psychology of kids, because when we won 2, because the kids, I told them first day, y'all have fun. Just need y'all to have fun. Well, they were losing. And I asked them, I said, y'all better than this. What's happening? They said, Coach, but we're having fun. So I said, okay. I said, well, let me ask you a question. How much fun would you have if you were winning? So we never thought about that. And these were Hispanic kids, so that's why I kind of put the little dialect on there. And so they went out and won the next ball game. Those last 2 ball games, and they won. And they were like, we had fun. I'm saying, just think what you would have felt like had you started out having fun winning.
Right.
But we got to basketball, and I was told, like I said, that wasn't the basketball time. Texas is a football state, and if we won 1 game, don't worry about it. Well, we won 11, and we won 2 tournaments. That's when I fell in love with basketball. Just understanding, and I knew I was going to be a basketball coach when the high school coach sent a kid down. He said, I want you to teach him how to play that black ball. And I said, wow. I said, well, I'll tell you what. Give me a black basketball. I can teach it right now.
Right.
So anyway, he sent me a kid by the name of Juan De Los Santos. He was 6'2", and which was tall for Hispanic kids in that area. 6'2". And he came down, cocky kid, chewing gum, smacking, telling me he wanted to learn how to play that black ball. And so I said, okay, let's play a little one-on-one. I threw in the ball. He hit a little jump shot. And then he started talking smack. Okay, cool. So next day, it was make it take it. So I threw the ball and I threw it up in the air. So he looked up to get it. And when he caught it and came down with it, I was in his face. And I slapped it from him, took it from him, and then went dunked on him. And I said, I'm finna teach you how to play black ball. So I went with this kid, man. That kid turned out to be one of the best kids in the conference. Listen, man, when I tell you he talks smack, I thought he was black when he got through. But that's when I fell in love with basketball, man. Just understanding that, kids gonna be kids, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Coach will change the program to school around like Joe Clark.
I'll tell you about Joe Clark after a while now.
Cory, when did you fall in love with basketball?
Man, I fell in love with basketball playing after school at North Heights Rec. So I went to North Heights Elementary, and we after school, go to the rec, get your homework done, and then we would just be in the gym, man, just, playing around or whatever. And I realized that I was decent at it. You know what I'm saying? This was like first, second grade or whatever. And so my dad coached us in a league in fact, when I was in first grade, coached us in a league over at North Heights Rec. And we lost every game. We didn't win a game. But, we was out there having fun. And I ain't like losing, but I was realizing I was decent. And so I would be anxious to get out of school so we could go to the rec so we could hoop. To the point where sometimes, man, I ain't getting that homework done. We hooping, you know what I'm saying? And then I go home and hey, look, he already know, man. It got to a point I'll never forget that he would tell me, "Hey, get your homework done. Go to the rec. You need to make 100 free throws." So Ricky Johnson used to come to our house every morning because he rode to school with me because he was going to North Heights. Him and Brittany and Braylon. And one morning, he asked me, he said, you shoot your free throws? And I was like, yeah, I shot my free throws. He asked me about the day before. And he was like, so tell me about it. Now I ain't shoot my free throws because we went to the gym and just got the straight hooping. So he was like, well, how many you make? And I'll never forget, man. I told him I made 75 out of 100.
Uh-oh.
So he was like, okay. So break it down for me. Man, I don't know how I got mixed tongue-tied. I told him I hit it got to a point where he was like, to get 75, man, you had to hit 50 in a row if you telling me how this went. And I know you ain't hit 50 in a row.
Right.
Man, listen, brother. That might have been one of the worst whoopings of my life for lying about the free throw. But we wanted to hoop. And so, you know what I'm saying? I love playing hooping so much, man, that like I said, I didn't get done some stuff that I was supposed to get done because I was trying to hoop. But like I said, that was a young age, man. But that was North Heights. We just go hoop, man.
Man, we all did that, Cory. We all did that, man. We did with hoop.
But all he had to say, man, was, "Hey, Dad, man, I didn't shoot the free throws, man, because I was hooping."
Hey, but hold on. But let me answer that too. While I'm in the back getting my whooping before I go to school, man, Ricky and Brittany and Braylon up front laughing like, man, they laughing at me, man. I get
Why
to
you
school,
getting a whooping?
man, yes.
I know Rick
I get to
will.
school,
For lying,
man,
not for the free throws, for lying.
Ricky tell me, hey, man, you an idiot, bro. Just shoot the free throws.
Right.
Man, but they was laughing, man. They talked about me like a dog that day, man.
I can hear Ricky's voice saying that. That's what's so crazy.
Yeah.
Boy, Ricky,
shout out to Ricky Johnson, man.
Shout out to Slick Rick, man.
Shout out to Rick, man.
My God.
Yes, sir.
Is that where you found your most competition at, Cory?
At North Heights?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, not really. Well, honestly, bro, the most competition was at the boys' club, and when I say most competition, it was one team in particular, and that was that damn Glenview team with Keanu Tolbert on it.
Oh man,
listen, man, we couldn't beat them for nothing, and it was him by itself.
Yeah,
we just couldn't figure it out, and so
couldn't figure him out.
Yeah, couldn't figure him out, man. He was bigger than everybody. He was stronger than everybody. He was faster than everybody, and he could actually play.
Yes.
And so, man, that was my drive, just to be able to beat them.
Yeah.
And so, man, that it started early, at the boys' club, and so that was our biggest competition starting out. As I got older. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but see, the reason we moved to the boys' club, and Cory said a minute ago, we didn't win a game, is because North Heights League was about everybody playing and wasn't about competition. And so, don't get me wrong, I believe that everybody play and have a good time, but they had a scoreboard up there, and the scoreboard means it's competition.
Right.
And so having a good time and competition don't always go hand in hand.
They
So
do
that's
not.
why we moved to the boys club, because the boys club at the time was the most competitive basketball league in the state of Arkansas.
Yep.
As far as outside of school ball.
That's
You
how
know,
school ball, right?
Yeah, because you had people who drove all the way from Batesville, Sheridan, Bryan, Benton, from all over the place to come and play at the boys club.
Yeah.
And he's right. We couldn't beat Ed Thompson and Kenyatta Tolbert for nothing in the world. But I'll say this: we were young playing up. So we were like a year younger. And the reason we always a year playing up is because I always wanted to coach Ricky Johnson as well. And Ricky was a year older. And so if we would have played their age, I would have been able to coach Ricky. And so that's why, because Ricky and Cory were like freaking frat. They were two pigs in a pod. And so, Ricky was like my son. And so I wanted to coach him. So we always played up. And it was always a struggle when we played Glenn Buell and Kenyatta. He was bigger, stronger, faster. But he was the guy.
Yeah. Cory, if I'm not mistaken, you a year behind Kiana, right? And Ricky Neal?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna put you on the spot here a little bit. What was the best team? And this is for Cory. What was the best team you played on?
Play with good teams, Cory.
That could be elementary,
Elementary,
middle school, yeah.
Summer ball.
Boys club.
It was two. It was two. And it was two school teams. So the first one was that Ridge Road team my 8th grade year.
Yes.
It was me. The three main characters was me, Jimmy, and KJ. And man,
that's when they
nobody came close. Man, we blew everybody out. Had the Gumby.
Yeah.
But man, that 8th grade team, I think our closest game was the championship game of the city tournament. We beat Rose City. I think we beat them by 15. But everybody else, man, we beat them by 20. And that was our closest game.
Golly.
Wow.
That was close, man. We were blowing everybody out.
He was coaching y'all then, wasn't he?
It was Jack Casey.
Okay.
Who I would remind Cory, who said when Cory was a 7th grader, he didn't even want Cory on the team. And he said, he told me that I thought more highly of Cory than he actually was.
And to add to that, and I had to play. I was playing center, and I never.
How tall was you in 8th grade, Cory? How tall was you in 8th grade? You remember?
I was 6'3". I was 6'3". But if you can ask Mark, I never played center.
No.
In the summer when we played, even at the boys club, I was a guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had that jumper. Yeah, I already know.
Yeah, and so 7th grade, 8th grade, he had me playing center, and I ain't like it, But one of the things, I learned early was, hey, man, you got to learn how to do everything because you never know what you're gonna be stuck doing.
Yeah.
So, but that team was one, and then the second team was Mark, that my sophomore year at North Little Rock.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that team, I'm still salty about that state tournament.
Oh yeah.
And in fact, my wife is cousins with the point guard that started on that Camden team.
For real.
So I'll be having to hear that.
And Cory, I'm gonna give you some roses, man. What people don't know, if I was to compare your game, your shooting wise, if people remember Clay at his prime, you would shoot that thing like Klay Thompson, bro.
Quick.
Real quick. I wasn't athletic, man. Like I wasn't fast. I wasn't jumping the highs. None of.
But
so
you
I
can
had
shoot
to do
that
something.
thing, though. You can shoot that thing, though.
Boy,
yeah.
I remember you catching a couple off the rim too, Cory. Don't do that now. Please don't do that.
I'm saying,
Please don't do that. I remember you catching off the rim a couple times.
A broken clock is right 2 times a day.
Oh man. Oh man.
so hey, I take them too. You know what I'm saying? I take them. You know, so but when I got to high school, I got to move back to my natural position or whatever. And so,
Yeah.
Man. Coach Jones, I want to ask you this, man. Did you find it hard just trying to balance being a father to Cory and also being his coach/trainer?
Well, not really, because one thing I knew, when I tell you, I coached that first year in South Texas, but I knew I didn't want to be a school coach, right? And the reason for that is because I always wanted to be a teacher, and there was an old philosophy or theory that coaches couldn't teach, so that's why I really didn't want to be a school coach. But that's why I coached summer ball, and so in coaching summer ball, I always knew I would have to turn him over to the school team. Okay, so that was never a conflict. The conflict did come in and how they coached him, and again, being in middle school and playing the post, but I was the kind of person, I'd never ever talked to a school coach about playing time, about how they were playing Cory, because at the end of the day, they were doing whatever job they felt like they had to do.
hey,
And
hold
so,
on. But let me stop you on that too. In the 8th grade, that team I was telling you about, he was the principal at the school at Ridge
Yeah.
Road that we was at.
At Ridge Road?
Yeah,
yes.
he was the principal.
Wow.
So, but continue on. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So as his dad and as the principal who knows basketball, it was hard for me to watch any kid being undercoached. And so I definitely did not want my own son to be undercoached, and I found that most of the time he was undercoached. And so the tough part was not saying anything to the coaches, and I didn't. But what I would always do is get in Cory's head and try to teach him how to deal with coaches and how they coach and their philosophies and their attitudes and their personalities. And so again, I never argue with a coach. Matter of fact, I fell out with a coach because, and I'll tell you, when Cory says that sophomore team, Mark, your senior team was the best, one of the best teams he played for. Well, I remember that sophomore year, Cory's high school coach and I were boys for a long time because we worked together because I was assistant principal at the high school for the first 4 years of West. And so Cory came to me one day and said, "Dad, can you stop hanging out with the coach?" And I asked him why. He said, "Because everybody says the only reason I'm on this team because you're in the coach boys." And so I stopped hanging out, because it was more important for my son to be okay than it was for me to be cool, whatever. But I thought just by not hanging out and everybody would understand kind of what was going on, even though I didn't tell them why I was not hanging out anymore. But we fell out because I stopped hanging out because my son needed to feel good about being there. He didn't have a question about his abilities and his talent, but everybody said, not everybody, but somebody said, well, the only reason you're on this team is because your dad and the coach are boys. And so, and so that was tough for me to take, to see how he was treated because of that. But at the end of the day, I only had one conference with the coach. That was the only time I had a conference with the coach, and it's because he had put Cory off the team, his junior year, I think, over some nonsense that I won't get into. But at the end of the day, that was the only conversation I ever had with a coach about, my son in basketball. Because again, I knew this. We had been training from day one, not to try to get to anybody's league, but to try to get a free education. That was our only goal. That was my only goal, for my son to get a free education and we not have to pay for it. I even told Cory one time, we were driving down Camp Robinson here at Ridge Road, and I told him, I said, "Cool, son, you get a scholarship, I'm gonna buy you a car. I can afford to pay for you a car and not have to pay for college. But if I have to pay for college, you're gonna be driving the Caravan if you drive at all."
Yeah.
And so
It's one or the other.
Yeah, and so, and
Wow.
Mark, I don't know if you remember this. We had a team. No, Mark, I don't think you played for us at the time. In our younger years, we had a team celebration. And Anwar Harden, the coach out at Robinson now, was one of my boys too. Because matter of fact, he helped me coach a senior in high school. And he spoke to the team, and he said, one thing I'll tell you about Coach, his only goal for every kid on this team is to get a free education out of this deal. Nothing more, nothing less. And so that was our goal, just get a free education out of it, because I knew that the education part would change their lives. And so our ambition was never to be on that NBA level or which wasn't no G League, but semi-pro level, any kind of level other than getting to school. Right. And so but it was hard. It was hard watching the stuff that we worked on in summer league, summer ball, to not see it worked on during the school year. Because I actually say, I will say this, I do believe that in certain situations that high school coaches or our school coaches, not high school, they do more harm than good sometimes.
That's real. Yeah. So let me ask you a question, Coach Jones. When did you know, or did you know, that Cory was going to be a coach and a great coach at that?
When he was born. Okay. and I say that it's funny. The reason I say that is this, because I knew when all of my kids, when they were born, they were predestined to be something great. I believe that. And then I believe that the influence that I put on them, I poured into them, would help to develop what they would do well in life. See, as Cory was a basketball player, and he was a good one. I'll say this, when y'all said a minute ago he was a shooter, Cory's probably the best shooter I've seen, period, in high school, even in summer league basketball.
Yeah.
Cory's one of the best shooters I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But I knew this too. Cory was my coach on the floor. You know, whenever I needed something done, if I told Cory, he was gonna relay it, because y'all know this. Sometimes y'all listen to each other more than y'all listen to us.
That's right.
Okay. So I knew, give it to him or give it to Ricky Johnson, and I knew it was gonna be done. And I knew Cory was gonna be a coach when he was at UCA. He had torn a meniscus, right before his first game. And I do believe he came back too early, but when he came back, he was at UCA, he was playing, and when the coach would call a timeout, I would see Cory with the doggone clipboard drawing up plays, and the coach sitting there looking at Cory draw a play.
He was destined.
Yeah.
He was destined.
So I knew that. I always knew that he was going to be a coach, and I always knew he was going to be a good one because he knew basketball.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm looking away, my son that came in the room, he got his suit on that he wearing tomorrow. He just a grinning.
Let me go and see him, man.
Come here, Carter.
Go bring him on camera, man.
Go get the camera, nephew.
Come here, man. Come here. The guys want to see your suit.
I want to see.
Come beside me, man. Come here.
Look how fresh
Carter.
I see you.
Young man, you clean
now.
You clean, young man.
Butterbean clean.
Oh yeah. How old is he, Cory? How old is he?
Yeah, he's 8. He's a third grader.
Wow.
Okay. He's a big one.
He wearing that suit.
Yeah.
I love to see it, man. I love to see it.
Look, 4'9", 4'10", about 125 pounds.
Okay.
In third grade?
Yeah, so you're a third grader, man.
Golly. He's a big boy.
So
he's taking it to Jones' side right there.
I told my youngest daughter, she's 7. I said, if you don't grow no more, man, we're gonna have to put you out. Because she's the little one of the family.
Now I do want to ask both of you guys this, and I want you to answer first, Cory. What's the biggest lesson that you've learned from parenting that you apply to coaching?
Well, man, so let them learn to love stuff, and that's something that I ain't gonna lie, I struggle with, because you know, when they're in it, I want them to, whatever it is they're doing, I want them to go 1,000% and go as hard as they possibly can, and I want them to act like they love it, treat it like they love it.
Right.
But I got to realize it's something that, you know, we have our kids doing that they just don't love doing, and it may be they just don't love doing it right now. And it may be that that they grow into loving it. And so the thing that I'm taking as a parent and as a coach, man, is trying to be patient with my kids as they may possibly learn to love to do something. My son, he plays football, and he don't necessarily love it. He ain't the biggest fan of it. But we gonna go every day. We gonna be consistent. We gonna work hard, and he may learn to love it. But I gotta accept that some days he just ain't enthused about it, and I gotta figure out a way to navigate that with him. And so that's the biggest takeaway that I would have as a parent and as a coach, man. That I gotta let kids learn to love things, especially at this age, because they're young. Now, once you get older and things like that, and you start pouring money into stuff, that's a little bit different. But right now at this stage, man, I just gotta let my kids learn to love stuff. So
Now, Coach, I got a question for you, man. I've been trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
When did you start the Chargers, man? How did all that come about?
Okay, the Chargers came about. Okay, we started at the boys club, right? The competitive stuff. Okay, and the first year, I want to say we were 11 year olds.
Yeah, we were the Hoyas.
Okay, we were actually the Hamilton Boys Club down in Hemlock Court. My brother used to run it.
Hemlock Court, boy, I heard that long time.
Hemlock Court. Hey, we from the hood. I was raised on Broadway, right down the street from Hemlock. So anyway, he had a team, and we started the Hoyas team, right? Mm-hmm. And so we played the boys club, and what happened is that when we saw the competitiveness of our kids, that's when they kind of transitioned into the AAU thing. Well, the boys club had a team, the North Rock Stars. Okay, we qualified for nationals to go to either Salt Lake City or somewhere in Idaho. And my question, you have to understand too, I grew up at a time where Black kids, African American kids, didn't have opportunities as much as other kids, right? And so my question to the boys club, what's in Salt Lake City for Black kids, or Idaho for Black kids? Because when we went on those trips, we played basketball, but we visited colleges. We took them to amusement parks like the Florida Universal Studios and those kind of things. Mm-hmm. It was more educational than it was basketball. Right. And so when the boys club said, well, we're not going there for socialization, we're going there to play ball. Well, that was the wrong answer for me. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, no, I'm going to kind of give my kids an opportunity to see the world and see what life is all about. And when they said, well, no, we don't use boys club money for that, I said, wait a minute. I thought the parents were raising the money for the kids to go. And they said, well, they are. I said, okay, so now you're going to tell me what to do with the money that the parents raise. And they said, well, it will come to the boys club. I said, well, no, I can't ride with that. So, I got with the North Rock School District because Northeast had closed, and now we were West Campus. They had Charger uniforms, they had Wildcat uniforms. So I said, hey, can I have those uniforms from Northeast? And they gave them to me. So guess what we became, Mark? We became the Chargers.
But
it was out of the boys club. So the first year we wore those Charger uniforms, those kids were proud. So that's why we became the Northern Rock Chargers. Now we took the Old Main uniforms, which I graduated from Old Main. We took the Old Main uniforms
and put
a patch across the Wildcat chest and became Chargers. So we were red, white, blue Chargers. We were Columbia blue and gold Chargers, but we were Chargers.
Okay, well, I appreciate that, Coach. And this coming from a kid who used to lay the ball up like a loaf of bread. Well, I couldn't play ball. I appreciate you establishing that, man, because I was able to grow and get better with that, man. I do appreciate that, man.
But let me say this though. But the goal with the Chargers was to put together a team that would compete at North Rock High School. Because my first years as Chargers, listen, Jimmy Beasley, first of all, Corey, Ricky Johnson, Brian Davis, Jimmy Beasley, KJ, Brian Bennett, Brian Woods. All of those kids were North Rock kids. And so I put together a team that was going to be a North Rock team. And Corey will tell you this. We ran all the North Rock plays.
Yep.
Every play, every play y'all ran, when Corey and them got, they knew those plays. Matter of fact, y'all knew them too, because when we picked y'all up, hey, we implemented North Little Rock because our goal was to produce for North Little Rock.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man.
Yeah, that's what's up.
That was quite a few names right there, Coach. So
I mean,
a lot of players. You see a lot of players come
on our podcast.
Yeah, man. Like that's you see a lot of cats come through North Little Rock, man. So now. I want to know. I'm listening here looking at Shaft right now. He's very easy.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No time. Corey, you go ahead and get yours. I'm going to let the OG go first. But I would like to know who your Mount Rushmore. That's 4 heads if you could do it, Coach.
All right. Okay. So that you want to go? You want me to go first?
You go first, young buck.
All right. So I kind of got it's like levels to it. So I got my Mount Rushmore of the ones I feel like was the best ones to come through, and then Mount Rushmore, my favorite ones to watch.
Talk to me. We'll take that.
So I start with the best to come through first. I gotta start with, to me, Corey Nelson.
Oh yeah.
He gotta be on that list, man. He the coldest dude that I've seen come through there. I'll never forget going to the gym.
He was on my Mount Rushmore too, Corey, so I'm with you on that.
Listen, I'm trying to get to the gym early as a kid. Well, I say as a kid, I was 9th grade, 8th grade. And so the gym is packed before I get there because, I'm probably getting out of practice at school. So I'm getting to the gym late, and I'm hearing the crowd chant Corey. I'm pretending they calling my name. But I know who they calling. But I'm pretending, hey, man, they calling me. They can't wait till I get here.
Yeah.
But I go in there, man. I see 6'9" dude, left hand. Can do everything on the floor. Shoes untied, but just out there hooping.
Still busting.
You know what I'm saying? So he on my list.
Ain't calling the hair brown, ain't calling none of that. Hair,
man, none of that. He just came to hoop.
Yeah.
So he on that list.
Okay. Got 3 more.
I gotta put y'all on that list.
Got to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man, what happened to him in senior year, I'll never forget that night. But leading up to that, man, another dude could do everything, and a good dude.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But could absolutely hoop, could do everything, and could do everything really well. Yep. So he was one of them dudes. If you needed something done, hey man, Yana can go do it.
Yeah.
And so he got to be on there. Man, I'm biased because I played with him. But man, KJ got to be on there.
Okay. AKA Stanker.
Yeah, I gotta put him on there.
Yeah.
And if for nothing else, and I hate this because I was talking about this with somebody the other day, talking about celebrating the accomplishments of your kids from your school district. Man, KJ, a lot of people don't know KJ won a gold medal before his senior year with the USA team. We got back to school, man. Did nobody acknowledge that? The school didn't acknowledge it. They ain't have nothing for him, none of that. Wow. I still got a problem with that to this day.
His 17-year-old year.
Yeah. Because he was cold, man, and cold, man. Everybody ain't getting selected to play on the USA team.
I didn't. Troy, you told me something. I didn't know that.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You got a gold medal, man.
I remember that.
So he on that list, and then I got one more, right?
Yeah.
My last one, he gonna be on both lists, man. Brian Price.
Oh yeah,
Brian Price.
Yeah,
man. You talk about smooth.
Yeah.
Listen here, man. He could shoot it. Super, man. He'll dunk on your mama if she under there.
Yeah, she better
Man,
move.
listen here.
She better
That-
move or take a charge at least.
He is on my Mount Rushmore, and he was one of my favorite, you know what I'm saying, to watch. So he on my Mount Rushmore to watch too. So that's one off that list.
Okay.
Ed Houston is on my favorite to watch.
Okay.
From Northeast. Could jump out the gym, man. Listen, game night, I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
Game nights, man, I'm bugging my dad. You ready? We going to the game? I'm trying to see Ed Houston dunk on somebody. Him and Brian Price, they're on the same team.
Yeah.
Another one of my favorite to watch was on that team too in Northeast, and a lot of people, you know, don't say his name, but he could hoop. Man,
Broadway.
Carlos Pace.
Yep.
Okay.
Carlos Pace, Northeast.
Man,
listen here. He was, to me, he was Chauncey Billups. He was a high school version of Chauncey Billups.
Control the game.
Man, control the game. Wasn't super fast. Wasn't going to outrun nobody, outjump nobody. Mm-hmm. But, man, could get a bucket, could run a team, could hoop. And I just love watching them play.
Yeah.
Man, my fourth on that list, I played with him, man. I was sitting on the bench because my sophomore year, I ain't getting no playing time. I'm watching y'all play, Mark.
Yeah, right.
Jesse Lawrence, man.
Jesse Lawrence.
Buddy.
Jesse, good body.
Watching him play, man, it was amazing to me because he wasn't super tall, but, man, he down there banging. And then when he leave the floor,
it's over with. It's gonna take a while to come back down.
Yeah.
Somebody be a while before he come back down.
Somebody about to be on the highlight.
So
those are my four favorite to watch, and then you got my the four best I feel like to come through there.
Okay. What about you, Coach Jones?
Now I have to ask y'all a question. Now you talking about modern day folks, and you talking about back in my day too.
Whatever folks you got, you need four.
Okay. Sometimes I think we forget about yesterday. The fiercest guard that I know that's come through North Little Rock was a guy by the name of Kerry Evans. We called him Lou. Yeah. He went on the Hendricks and ball. He was fierce on offense, fierce on defense. Could flat out play the game. As a matter of fact, he was right over there over there by First Baptist North Little Rock. That's where he grew up. And he would be one of the ones that I would love to watch to play. And I knew that you were gonna always be in the game when he played. I'm kind of partial to KJ. KJ was probably the best guard I've seen in a long time. Yeah. I think had KJ had different type of coaching, he would have made it to the league. But KJ and Cory said this, and Cory didn't mention. Okay, KJ was USA basketball. Matter of fact, he missed part of Peach Jam that year because I think they were playing in Russia that year. Yep. But KJ was a fierce guard and on the national level as well. And then back in the day again, a guy by the name of Benny Green. He was out of Northeast.
Benny Green. I know Benny Green.
Benny Green was out of Northeast.
We used to have to hear about him in practice all the time, huh, Mark?
All the time. I was talking about him all the time.
And Coach wasn't lying about Benny Green. Benny Green was flat foot ball. Okay. Yeah. And I'm like Cory too. Brian Price, we called him Slim. I had it. He was at my senior year at Northeast, or his senior year at Northeast was my one only year at Northeast as assistant principal. And then we came over to North Little Rock High, and he and Brian Houston played together. But Cory was right. He would pull up and shoot that three from the bleachers on you, or he would dunk it on you. So it wasn't no in between. He went on, I think, played at Ole Miss, but he was.
Mississippi State, I think.
Mississippi
State. Yeah, Mississippi State.
He had a curl too. Don't leave it out the curls.
Man, listen, he had that that curl. What was that? The Best Man, like my man off The Best Man. He had one.
That's exactly how he looked. That's exactly how he looked, bro.
Yeah,
that's exactly how he looked.
And one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet. And we got on the basketball court. He was still nice as he killed you. Okay. Yeah. And then another one would have been Kenyatta, because I believe this, Mark. I believe y'all should have won the state your senior year. Mm-hmm. I believe that had Kenyatta been there his senior year, I believe they could have won state. Yeah. And then Cory and them should have won state. Yep. And I don't care what they say about Central.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Listen, that wasn't Central and North Little Rock. That was the Chargers versus the Rockets.
That's exactly what they were. That's exactly what they were.
Yeah, but I do believe that North Little Rock should have won 3 state championships. It would have, but I think Kenyatta was the key. And you didn't win any other state championship, but Kenyatta was the glue that his senior year, Cory's junior year. And but those are our four, my four. But then
I gotta add one.
Okay, hold on a second. You can add yours when I get finished. Okay. Okay. I'll tell you who else on my list. Corey Nelson was on my list. Also, Cotton was on my list.
Yeah, that's why I was. That's why I was.
You gotta have King Con on there.
Gotta have King Con was my guy. And here's the deal. I coach. Okay, let me go back. I need to give homage to Rico Bennett. Rico Bennett is the godfather of all of this, because Rico was my role model. And I remember Rico when I was a kid. I say I was a kid. I'm talking elementary school. Rico was probably middle school, maybe early high school, and he would coach kids from Glenview, from Rose City, Glenview. He'd bring them to Sherman Park. And Rico coached him baseball, basketball. Mind you, he was a teenager himself. So Rico started. Rico and Adolph Hickman. Was it Adolph Hickman? Yeah, they kind of got me started, by asking me to come out and help. But Cory Nelson, Con, I gotta add Con, and I'm gonna add somebody that y'all may not believe, but
you got 10 people.
You got 10 people.
How many people you have, Cory?
It's supposed to be 4, and I was finna add 1 for a starting 5 for basketball, but you got 10 people. Hey, all on the side.
Hold on a second. Dude, did you talk about who you like? Who you like to see? Man, be quiet. Leave me alone. Okay.
Leave me alone.
You know what? I'm gonna add somebody I like watching the play was Kelly Aware. And I say that because he's really, in my opinion, the most celebrated big man to ever come out of North Little Rock.
Oh, yeah,
and here's the deal. He left North Little Rock, in my opinion, with more potential than he left high school with. That kid had, in my opinion, had potential that was out of kazoo. And here's the crazy part about it. I don't think that kid would have ever gotten to the point he got to had it not been for Cory strategically playing in that kid's future.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you 100% on that, Coach.
But that's my Mount Rushmore plus 6.
I ain't want to add Khalil because, listen, I'm gonna be hard on him till he lead the league. So I ain't gonna get. Hey, listen, brother, I ain't gonna put you on the list. Use it as motivation.
Right.
Hey, okay, but okay, there were 2 players.
You know what you're doing.
But there was 2 players that made USA Olympic basketball: KJ Lawrence, who I coached, and Kelly Aware, who Cory coached.
Wow. Yeah. I'm a jump in. It's gonna be a small pivot, but we have somebody that we're gonna have. It's a little surprise. We're gonna have him jump on. Just to kind of give a brief introduction of this person. If you look at the definition of dog in the dictionary, you're gonna see his face.
Yeah.
Flow general, leader, and just all around good person. I've known this young man for a long time, and definitely want to have him come on and say a few words. At Ride Out, we're gonna get his Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get it. We finna get it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna introduce to some and present to others. We know him as B Blaze. Right.
What up?
Hey.
What up, gentlemen? First
Those
of all,
are-
when he gave that introduction, I started looking around to find out was somebody else down here waiting to come in.
That's you. That's you.
Now we talk about you, bro. We talk
How
about
about you, bro?
Now,
You
Coach
doing all right
Jones,
tonight?
man, I can't complain, man. Probably better than I should be. So feeling pretty good these days. Coach Cory, good to see y'all, man. Coach, I heard something was going down for you, so I had to jump on here and say something.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir,
it, brother.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and let Coach know what you got going these days, man? He's a pretty good coach.
Man, look, I fought against coaching, but you know, Coach Jones had a lot of this stuff planned out already. You know,
Yep.
he used to talk to me all the time when I came back and kind of talked about the each one reach one, and that's what he had in mind for that Chargers team. And seeing some of the things that we do now, those are the things that he's most proud of. It wasn't about trophies, and those came from the hard work. We won a lot of games. It was what it was. He taught us how to play basketball, but he also taught us how to be men. And for some of us, that was the biggest part of it, because it showed you how to be a leader, how to be competitive, and at the same time kind of do it with an edge to you, but control it and be a man off the court. So we really appreciate him. I try to tell him every moment I can. These days, though, Coach, I do have my regular career, but I am coaching. I'm not only AAU, but I've got the high school as well.
And they handling business too.
Yeah, that's what they doing.
Didn't y'all win some state championships?
Yeah, we back to back right now, Coach. We going for the third. We going for the third.
I
one
keep
right
up
now.
with you, brother.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. But it's still a lot of the things that you taught us. I mean, we still do gut busters. We do suicides. We you know, when we think you ain't got any more, we find another exercise or workout to get to just to push you through that edge, because we're a fine line between winning and losing, but that's also in life as well. And we want to put the most competitive kids we can out there, Coach. And like I said, a lot of that started with you coming down the street and coming to get me from my mom's house that day. So I really appreciate it.
No problem, man. No problem.
You know, man, at the end of the day, I used to tell people, you know, I had kids who didn't have fathers. I had kids who did have fathers. I had kids who had fathers who were maybe somewhat handicapped and those kind of things.
Right.
And we as men, we've got to be fathers to everybody. You know, I mean, the kid that you see on the street, you know, the kids you coach, the kids you educate, the kids you raise, man. And I believe in that theory. You know, Brian, I'm glad you said that, because I was going to bring this up. Each one reach one. You know, in education, they say each one teach one. And I used to tell mine, you can't teach one until you reach one.
That's
right. And then the challenge was, and as I told my kids, and I say my kids, I'm talking Brian, I'm talking all of y'all. I told them, you know, this was it was an all designed plan. So I'm gonna coach 15 of y'all. And everybody told me, don't coach 10, 15, coach 10. And no, I want 10, because I want the more I can take, the more I'm gonna work with. But I wanted those 15 to go out and reach 15 more, and then challenge those 15 that you reached to reach 15 more. That's how we're gonna change this thing and turn this thing around. And this thing ain't about basketball. It's really not. You know, it's about life. And somebody said it earlier, man. This game is about life. Yeah. And it's about raising responsible Black men, because, you know, we got this stereotype and stigma on us that, you know, we're destined for the grave and to jail. And we know everybody's predestined to go to the grave. Everybody going to the grave. Yeah. You know, but we don't have to live up to that stereotype. And so that was my whole goal, is to make all of you all productive citizens, but more importantly, productive men.
Right. Well, you did a heck of a job, Coach.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah. I appreciate it, B.
Yeah, listen, hey, Brian, you know, some of them rides home from practice, hey man, it's silent in there, man. I'm looking out the window. It's probably a tear rolling down my face. You know, I want to say something so bad, but I know if I say something, he's gonna slap some taste out my mouth.
And my parents gave him free range. Like I said, he came down and got me. My folks wasn't into the sports thing. Y'all remember? So my rides were with Cory and with Coach Jones. And he ain't lying when he say he take you in. He really take you in. But you're going to move a certain way around Coach Jones. I'm telling you that right now.
You're going to have to. You're going to have to now. You're going to have to. You're going to have to.
Man, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, man.
Hey, listen. Hey, some of my friends be like, man, I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know. Man, he crazy.
but you know what? That built us. I mean, I still remember. I recall us going down to I think Florida to the YBOA Nationals.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I want to say we might only had 8 kids. I mean, I don't think we had a bunch of children. It was places where we would go. Yeah, it was places where we would go where we only had a couple kids, and we never thought about the fact that we might not have had a chance. We had a chance in every game we played because of the way we believed and the way we fought and the way we didn't back down. The competitiveness on those teams were next level. Like it just, we never gave up, and you might have had better players, but you weren't going to out-coach us, and you weren't going to play harder than us. And that was the funnest thing I'd ever seen. So when I think back on some of our times, like I say, you might not win everything, but we won a lot. But it also was a lot of the competition. Some of the ones that we didn't win are some of my fondest memories. So, but we really put it on for the city, and I hope everybody understands and appreciates it.
and Brian, think about this. We did it with mostly North Little Rock kids.
It was North Little Rock
kids.
It
wasn't no running around trying to recruit kids off all these different teams, none of that kind of stuff. We're going to take the dudes from North Little Rock, and we're going to work, and we're going to go,
rock.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Cory, you remember the water workouts?
Hey, listen. Hey, I think that lady still work at Jacksonville, man.
Oh, my God.
She still work there.
She does.
She still work there. Yep.
That's
we one of my fondest memories. We went to Frankfort, Kentucky, and we only had 8 players. You're exactly right. We had 8 in Frankfort. And,
that's right.
And I remember one time, and I told you all, I said, listen, man, I'm only gonna call timeouts to give you all a blow. It ain't gonna be no strategy because we only have 8 players, and we gonna run this team to death. And the referee came over to me one time. He said, Coach, I'll be honest with you. I've never seen a team play as hard as your kids. And if I could, I'd give you 3 more timeouts. So
you heard me, right?
Yeah. Hey, is that the tournament where we had 8 and 1 player got hurt?
One got hurt. We finished with 7.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
We finished with 7.
Hold on a second. Yeah, 1 player got hurt, but you got one that got hurt before the game because y'all were in the room playing video games.
He got hurt because he got his foot stepped on while we was playing PlayStation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And he never caught the end of that one from y'all.
Yeah, that was tough.
I'm a pivot for a second to be Blaze, because I gotta know something. I gotta know this.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
I gotta know. You got 4 of them. You got 4 of them. Give me your Mount Rushmore of North Little Rock basketball.
Boy, this is rough. So I get 4 spots.
You got 4 of them, man. Only 4.
Well, tonight we've been doing 6 plus.
Yeah. Look, I gave a Rushmore of who I felt was the best, and then who I like to see.
Well,
and my pop, he gave about 30 names, man. So,
and I'm still not finished.
Well, yeah, I was
right. You got 4 people.
I was listening. I was kind of trying to figure out why I only did 4 and they got 13 apiece.
Right. Pick your script.
All right, let me see what I got. Now you got to understand. Some of this. My sister went to North Little Rock, so I got a chance to see some of the older one. She was 6 years older, and then as Coach Jones would take us to see games, we got a chance to see some older kids as well. So I got a chance to see the David Montgomerys and all those type of guys.
Yeah.
But right off the bat, I'm telling you, Brian Price is it, Lord. Just thinking of some of the stuff he did, had to put him first. As far as one of the ones on Mount Rushmore, also like they said, just getting to meet him and talk to him, he was like a super cool guy and really would help you when he received you. So him. I had to go back and forth between Con and KJ, but of course I had to lean towards KJ because that's my point guard. And some of the things they said, like I say, my boy got a gold medal and we don't talk about it. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like he really had that under his belt. Yana, I mean, how many times have you seen, and I know people see kids now, most of them get better as they continue. Yana was the best player around from the time he was young to the time he was done. Like there was never another time where anybody came closer or surpassed him. So
there was never a drop off. You know what I'm saying?
Never a drop off.
No, never.
Never a drop off. And so that's very rare. It's very rare, like to see a guy hold his peak that long and be the guy the whole time.
He was special, man.
Yeah, that was a special dude. So to put Yana, I have to put him in there. And then this last one is just one, like I said, from going to the games when my sister was there, getting a chance to see him. Rod Harris was very, very, very fun to watch when I was. I mean, just seeing this dude in these long socks go out here and kill people night after night. I mean, I had never seen anything like it. And to be a point guard as tall as he was a dog too. Like I mean, a real.
How tall was Rod Harris?
6'5".
Probably 6'4".
In high school?
He's about 6'4", yeah.
Hey,
6'4", yeah.
Hey, Brian.
Man,
he wore a pair of Nike Flights, man. I wanted them because he had them.
Man, I wanted to play for North Little Rock after seeing him play. That was my whole thing. I didn't know about playing in college and having a chance to play in college. That all came later. Growing up, when we came up, like I say, Coach Jones kept us in the North Little Rock, like everything around us, and we were engulfed in North Little Rock. So when we would go see games, all I ever wanted to do was put a North Little Rock uniform on.
Right.
So that's what was in my head. And then later on, you know, Coach Jones made us understand that we could go to college. But I was really just wanting to put that North Little Rock uniform on because I saw Rod do.
Yeah.
So,
that was a bad boy.
Man, I said, you got to shout out Con. That's my 4, but I still would shout out Con. Rodney Shepard was another one that I got to see. That was Shepard. I'm talking about real deal dog. Real deal pit bulls, man. And
real deal pit bull.
Yeah, that was different. And then of course you come a little bit later. I got Mark. Mark is another one. I mean, that's my cousin. I used to hate him because he used to drag me to practice before I got a uniform.
Derek Wilson, another one too.
I was gonna
yes,
say,
sir.
Yes,
sir.
It was. He played the game.
My language now.
Well, man, he got a chance to play the game with a certain pizzazz. You know, all of us didn't get to do. You know, he got to hit the wiggle with Coach, and that was a little different. So that was enjoyable. And he played with a certain spirit, man, that was unbroken and unbridled. It was fun to watch. And so those are some of the guys I think of. But man, there's so many of them. Like North Little Rock, I tell people have a rich heritage when it comes to basketball. And I'm just really blessed and thankful that I got a chance to even to come through there. It prepared me for life. I mean, it at one point we were taking 12 kids on the team. And you gotta make it with that school and making it and on those teams with everybody wanting the same goal, and it teaches you a lot. So I'm just thankful I got a chance to grow up down there. Kerry Evans, though, I got a chance to see him firsthand. You should have told me before I was growing up and was catching up with him at Sherman Park. He was lighting us up. Oh my God, Sweet Lou. Oh wow, Lou.
Yeah,
Lou was different. He was different. He's not lying to y'all. When he shot, it was going in. You might as well just count it. You know, it was a little bit different.
Just run back down court.
Man, play down there at Hendricks. Check the record books at Hendricks. You'll find.
Hey, Brian. Hey, and remember, sometimes at practice, man, Pops used to bring some of the old heads in, and they used to give us that work, man. When we was playing
for no reason. I didn't even understand what that was about. Like,
yeah, man. I just need to keep you humble because the crazy part about it, y'all were killing kids y'all's age. Y'all were killing kids, and so I'm like, how do I keep these kids humble, and how do I let them know that they got farther goals to reach, and bring those old heads in there, man, and let them put that business on y'all.
Let them press them up a little bit, Coach Jones.
Man, that was that work. I'm talking about, man, we're bringing folks like Remember he brought Derek White in there, was dunking on us and stuff. I'm
Man,
a child.
look, super aggressive.
I'm like, man, I'm a child. This man look like he just came out the weight room.
You right.
Man, it's just been so many hoopers. You know, you can go to the Philip Lucky dudes,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? You know, I'll be biased because he's my uncle, but Kevin Watkins and
serious.
You know, just
serious.
so many.
Serious.
Hey, we ain't mentioned Bobby Broadway.
Oh
No.
Man.
All right.
Well, I threw him in there, Cory, while you were talking about your film.
Oh, my bad. I
threw him in there. But when you said Watkins, there was both his brother Eric Watkins was a stud at Northeast High School, and you had kids like guys like Ronnie Almond, and you had Tracy Steele. You know, back up in that day. And like I said,
Trebo.
You had Philip McKellar. You know, man, listen, man, North Little Rock basketball, whether it's Northeast, if you go all the way back to Jones High, they had real killers.
Malchus Neely and it goes crazy.
Yeah, so if you go back and look at the rich tradition of North Little Rock basketball, you would actually be disappointed that we've not won as many states as we have, because we've had North Little Rock is a breeding bed of talent, you know. So, and I hope it can stay that way.
Right.
But you know, things gotta have changed. But I think we're good.
They play us this year. They coming down to the house. They coming down to Douglas to play us.
When?
Yeah, we play down here. I'll send you the schedule. They playing
in our
tournament down here.
Yeah, send that.
Hey, I love North Little Rock, but
you gotta go with who pay the bills, brother.
Hey, man.
Yeah, you taught us now.
Man.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you fellas this too. You can have a dinner with 3 people dead or alive. Who would they be and why? And you can answer this too, B. Blaze.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Pops, you can go first.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the reason y'all let me go first is y'all tripping. Y'all struggling. You know, I'm gonna say this. I would probably have one of my grandfathers, a guy by the name of Eddie Sims. You know, when you're talking about raising boys to men, he was a scoutmaster, Boy Scout master, Troop 75, Shiloh Baptist Church, Brian. I know you're
now.
You know,
yes, sir.
And he, I tell people, he was a Renaissance man before I knew what a Renaissance man was supposed to be. He was cultured. He was an elk. You know, he was a Mason. He was in all of that. But he raised young men, young boys to be men. And so he was the first actual man to tell me that he was proud of me. You know, at the time I was assistant principal at Northeast High School, had graduated from University of Arkansas, had coached in South Texas, and he would call me over to his house, you know, in his earlier elder years, and to put batteries in a device. And I'm like, I told my grandmother, Mother, you know, Daddy didn't know how to do this. He said, son, he just want to see you. He just want to be around you. He just want to tell you how proud he is of you. And so if I could talk to one person, sit at a table and I would talk to my daddy Eddie and just pick his brain about being a true Renaissance man and the influence that you have on young boys, especially young African American males boy. But my first choice would be Jesus Christ. And I would simply ask, I would want to talk to Jesus and say, Jesus, what are your expectations of me? You know, but better yet, more yet, am I living up to those expectations that you have of me? You know, because at the end of the day, my belief is that we're all going to have to meet him one way or the other, either for him to say, well done, that good and faithful servant, or to say, I don't know you. And so my life has been, you know, in a situation that I want Jesus to know me. I want him to know my work. I want him to know what I did for the least of these to make them the most of these, and how they become those foot soldiers for Christ as well through their actions, through their, you know, and all that. And then I would love to talk to my grandmother, my great grandmother, Henrietta Carr, who I would say this every year on every kid's birthday in the family, she would send them $1 bill. And when I was 40 years old, I mean, when I was 30 years old, she was still sending me $1. But she was the one that said, you baby's gonna be something. So I'd love to talk to my Ganger, my grandma Henrietta, just to say, Grandma Henrietta, how did you know what we were gonna be before we ever became it? How did you know that? So those are three people, especially Jesus Christ, and like I said, my grandmother and my great grandmother and my grandfather. Those are people who I would love to sit around the table and just flat foot chop it up with.
Sir.
He
Nice.
he went
What about
he
you, Cory?
went he
But
went
how we
deep on
supposed
yeah,
to
you
go
know what
after
I'm
that,
saying?
man?
Listen,
Everybody is all
my three
How
my
you follow
three
that,
ain't
huh?
man.
Don't let me
they
go
ain't that
first
deep.
next time.
Nah, I'm just
We
saying my
got
three
that.
ain't that they ain't that deep,
Man, we got that.
And my three I kind of stick to sports, stick to basketball or whatever. But I'm gonna just give you my three, then I'm gonna tell you who they were. Why? My three are Kobe, LeBron, and Bill Russell.
Mm.
And so
Okay.
I start with Kobe.
Y'all, hold on. Y'all heard that?
Bruh.
Y'all heard that Tremont and Mark, right? Showtime and Ride Out, right?
But he said Kobe first.
But he said
Did you
He
hear
LeBron.
said
though.
Kobe first.
Okay.
He said Kobe
Corey,
first.
you see him? You see him?
LeBron is the greatest player to ever play. I'm gonna say that.
Oh!
And
Oh!
I have to
now,
disagree with you, my brother,
now,
my
Oh!
son.
hold on.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh!
No.
For revelation, Corey, you was my dog. You was my dog.
I'm just
I appreciate y'all watching the show tonight.
We are all witness.
Hey,
We are all
listen,
witness.
man. Listen.
Hey, I tried to train him well, y'all. Some areas I failed in, but
Yeah.
I got you.
Hey,
I got you.
but let me get to my three. We'll discuss that later. But Kobe's on the list because to witness somebody to come in the league so young and the work he had to put in to get to where he was, that the mentality behind not just focusing on the games but the work behind the scenes, the mentality that it takes to be able to Mamba mentality is a real thing.
It
Yep.
And
really
so,
is.
I would want to talk to him about that and how that came about and developing that and where it started. So that's why I would want to sit down and speak to Kobe. LeBron is more so. It's with him. It ain't even about basketball. It's about
Business.
everything outside of basketball. It's about the business, the balance with the
Right.
family. With his sons. You know what I'm saying? Putting in the time with them, carving out time for them, even though his schedule got to be hella busy.
Got to be hella
And
busy.
so,
Gotta be.
and so, trying to figure out the work-life balance and family balance when it comes to that. So that's why I would want to talk to, LeBron. The third person would be Bill Russell because the things he had to deal with off the court.
Yes.
And with work, with family, things, the outside things can affect all of that. And so him having to deal with that time period and then still go out and do his job and do it well, and so just trying to talk to him about, how he navigated that. And so those would be my three. And in the theme of this show, I'm gonna give you a fourth just cause.
Wow.
My fourth would be Prime, Coach Prime.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah.
To see somebody start with his kids from babies and grow with them, coach them, develop them, and to the point where he move on to college with them. Just the work, the mentality, the thought process behind all of that, man. It would be interesting. He probably would be the most interesting to talk to sit down and discuss how he navigated that, man. Because honestly, that's something that I aspire to with all three of my kids, to be able to push them to not only be great, but be able to deal with criticism and handle it, how his kids handle it. And so, those are my 3/4.
Before you go, B Blaze, Corey, let me ask you one more time. Who was the greatest player of all time?
Hey man, LeBron is the greatest
player
for basketball.
LeBron James.
Hey man. Now hold on, but let me add though, he is not my favorite player.
That's all right.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite player is MJ.
Man, don't be trying to clean it up, man.
No.
You said what you said.
No, my favorite player is MJ. But if we gonna be real, LeBron is a better basketball player than MJ.
So Brian, who is your
Disagree. You crazy.
Yeah.
You're my son, but you're still crazy. The lunatic.
Go ahead, Hey, you preaching gospel. You was preaching gospel, young man. But go ahead, Blaze. Go ahead.
Man, I don't know how much gospel was coming through though.
We finna find out who my real son is.
I didn't understand where we were going with it. I am raising a young baseball player over here, so Deuce, I would probably go Jackie Robinson first. Just kind of pick his brain, kind of understand this game, which is a little bit different. They really want men. They want and to how to walk into that, because they don't want your parent talking for you in that game, and they don't want the rah-rah. He stands on his own, and I know that can be lonely out there. So I try to give tips on everything I can to help where I can. The second would probably be my mom. Many of y'all know me, so she lost them in the last 5 years, her and my sister. So that would probably be a joint one. Right, I definitely need both of them there, my sister, because I just don't think we did it enough. And my mom you start to realize stuff. It's sometimes too late, but I think we had we started to do it a lot more before she passed. But I wish we could have done it more, And my mom, just to kind of see what she thinks about this, I always tried to say I wasn't going to do this, wasn't going to do that. But here I am in the school system, in the school district, and in a school. So,
right.
I'm sure she up there laughing right now at what's going on.
Yeah.
And then last one would be number 23. So I don't know about what the other.
No. Ain't but one.
None but one.
I thought about LeBron James, Corey.
But he wasn't though. That's
man.
But see, even LeBron was emulating his hero.
That's what I was just about to say. You gotta remember, he put 23 on because of him, man. Everybody,
That is true. That is true.
And I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan because I'm a Lakers fan. But Mike, I just feel like maybe because we grew up in that era and we got a chance to watch it, just the mentality of it all, how he kind of walked through it gracefully on and off the court. I'm sure he had his issues. Everybody is human, but just the way he put it down and always was able to put the game first. Like the game was all you could tell. He always needed to win that game and wanted to be the guy in that spotlight. It was like something was really. I mean, it would bother him if he didn't take the shot and lost the game.
You're right.
And that's the mentality I try to get to my kids. A lot of us grew up, we had to fit in roles. And for me to play in high school, I had to fit in a role. But we really use that mentality now, man. Just everybody work, everybody grind, everybody get your skill set in. You don't know what position you're gonna play. And that, like I said, to me, is that Mike thing. You only got that kind of belief if you really working like that. Like you don't believe in that shot if you hadn't shot it 10,000 times.
Right.
You know, and that builds the confidence. People talk about confidence. Confidence comes from repetition, and the repetition once you see it and go in. Yeah, I got a lot of confidence about this shot now, and I just believe with the reason he was taking those shots is because the repetition and the confidence that he had in himself. And I, like I said, I would want to talk to him and ask him about that and the mentality of it all.
Yes,
Mike brought us back to the game.
Yeah,
and in my opinion, the game was lost. You know, it was getting back, but Mike brought us back to the love of the game because he revolutionized it. And in my opinion, he made everybody else want to do it his way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true, man. Listen, I was outside in my front yard pretending I was Mike, man. I ain't gonna lie.
You know.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Who was it?
LeBron was too.
LeBron was too.
Listen,
all day. LeBron wears 23 because of MJ. I give him that all day. You know?
Right.
Right.
But
and I don't see a lot of people wearing LeBron shoes.
I don't either.
That's true, man. Hey, man.
They ain't got to be still a billionaire.
Hey, they don't look good in a casual setting, man.
No, they're not. Mike did it with a style unmatched.
He did.
Mike did it with a style, man.
Yeah.
Look, I got a closet. My closet, I got quite a few Jordans in there. I ain't got no LeBrons.
Yes, sir. Same.
Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
You weren't wearing them Timberland boots. That's what them feel like.
Yeah, you only bring them out at the court.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. I had one pair of LeBrons that I gave away.
Man,
Hey,
did you hear that, Sam? Point at the jacket now.
He's still sitting on about $2 billion, so it don't even matter.
That's what he's sitting on.
Yeah.
I know, but the reason I gave away is because another kid needed it more than I did. So
there you go.
One of my students. But I tell you this, that kid wore him like he was an NBA champ.
I bet he did.
So, fellas, this was great conversation. I really appreciate, you guys jumping on here and contributing to our podcast. We have a lot of guys that come on here, and we appreciate everybody that comes on here. But it's been great conversation. I appreciate the stories. I appreciate you discussing your journey, your children, and everything that you contributed tonight. We're gonna close it out. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to thank all three of y'all. Be Blaze for coming on later on, Cory, Junior and Senior. It's been an amazing time. I honestly don't want to stop. I want to keep going for another hour. You know what I'm saying? But it's been an amazing time. I appreciate everything you guys have done. And just thank you. Thank you for coming on and sharing your stories with you and sharing your experiences with you. And I look forward to seeing you guys down the line and talking with you guys a little bit more down the line. We should do this again. Definitely do this again sometime. I just want to thank you guys so much. Subscribe to the to the Chronicles of the NORF podcast. If you're out there, if you're watching, you know what I'm saying. And if my brother's Showtime right out, want to say a few things before we get out of here. But I just want to thank you guys for coming on, and I appreciate y'all, man. Salute to y'all.
Can I say one other thing?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say this, man. I am so proud of you guys, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just for doing this podcast, man. Because again, one thing I tell teachers, man, we never know what our kids are gonna become, and so let's not put a negative tab on them to say that they're predestined for prison, they're predestined for death or whatever, because our kids become great like you all by doing these type of things and sharing your knowledge, your experiences in your life. And I just want to say, man, I'm proud of y'all for this podcast and what you all are doing. So keep doing what you're doing, man.
That means a lot.
I'm serious, man. I'm serious.
Absolutely.
It means a lot.
I appreciate that. A few people had jumped in, made a few comments. Jimmy Beasley was active in the comments. My sister Cynthia, Monica Key. Like I said, we had some people chime in, and we definitely appreciate the listeners that was out tuning in and just showing love. Like I said, a lot of times we get kind of caught up in life, and our one of our main reasons why we wanted to start this was to give flowers, and like I said, we definitely appreciate you, Cory. We appreciate you, Coach Jones, B Blaze, man. We appreciate everything that you did and still doing and making an impact down there in Oklahoma. So we definitely appreciate it.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank y'all. And man, like Coach said, man, I'm proud of y'all too, man. Love from Oklahoma. Can't believe this thing has jumped off, but man, since it has, I've been tuned in. You guys are awesome. Keep doing it for the North, baby. Y'all doing a great job.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
man.
Blaze, appreciate that.
Appreciate that, man.
Hey, Brian, don't forget to send that schedule too.
Oh yeah,
So as soon as I get out, I got Central
Yes,
this year
sir.
too. I got Central locked in to play, and we've already played Springdale, so we might do them again.
You definitely got to give it to Central.
Yeah.
Court.
I'm talking about,
No doubt. That boys know I need that one bad.
So.
Yeah. All right. Well, we sure appreciate it. We're gonna end it. Like I said, if anybody want to check it out, like I said, we'll definitely post a link on the page. We definitely appreciate you fellas, and until next time, we appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Salute.